evening and welcome to MUTV. I'm Reed Forgrave.
And I'm Kathy Friends. Thank you for joining us. Every year, the Legion of Black Collegians examines African American history during February. Tonight, MUTV's Janelle Snowden takes us through a night with the organization's keynote speaker.
A racially diverse group of students packed the dining area of T.A. Brady Commons for an armed revolutionary and freedom fighter Geronimo Pratt Jajaga. As a prominent leader in the black nationalist movement, Jajaga was targeted by the FBI, then convicted of a murder he did not commit. After 27 years of imprisonment for this alleged murder, Jajaga was acquitted in June of 1997. During a more formal keynote address in Memorial Union, kick off MU's annual Black History Month festivities by speaking about the importance of racial unity in education.
And a force divided cannot stand, right? And we need all the togetherness we can get as Philly out of these institutes of higher learning.
Jajaga's story and its message hit home with 1976 MU graduate and Columbia Auto Shop owner Homer Collins. After spending 3.5 years in prison for a burglary he did not commit, Collins too was later acquitted. At age 68, having experienced drastic changes in race relations, Collins had a unique take on Jajaga's message.
The only thing that's real is human beings. In true freedom and true brotherhood and sisterhood between them.
Along with Geronimo Pratt, other speakers included Air Force Major Ricky Rogers, several MU faculty members, and entertainer Bill Cosby. To close out the month, there will be 2 lectures given by Dr. Joseph White on Thursday and Friday, and 2 workshops conducted by Dr. Robert Weems on Saturday and Sunday. If you would like more information on these events, please contact the Black History Month Committee at 882-6229. I'm Janelle Snowden for MUTV.
A multi-million-dollar issue is facing the University of Missouri system that must first go through the state Senate. MUTV's Yasmin Newberry shows us how this issue will impact the Columbia campus.
The Business and Public Administration building is under consideration for a grant of an estimated $11 million. State legislature must approve the amount proposed in order for the university to begin construction on the new facility. Although plans for the new Business and Public Administration building are tentative, students are still excited about the benefits that the new facility may bring.
I think it's good that they're building another school because this one's a little overcrowded, the building is. And also, they're having trouble accommodating all the different sections and classes.
Many students also feel that the location will be more convenient.
It's closer to Brady. It's closer to, there's a lot of housing over there.
The new facility is not a major priority in students' lives. In fact, many current students will have graduated before the completion of the new building. Yet they are still anticipating the opportunities that will be available for future students.
The money granted will provide us with a lot more money to have better technology within the classrooms and better computer facility, and will make the building look a lot nicer on the outside.
The new building will be built on the South Quad. The construction includes the demolition of the natatorium located on Maryland and Rollins and the parking lot just south of the Alumni Center. Spokesperson for the Business and Public Administration Dean's Office, Jackie Dunn, says there will be some indication on the progress around spring break. This is Yasmin Newberry reporting for MUTV News.
It is only a few times a year that the entire campus gets together to see how much they can work with each other. Recently, MUTV's Jessica Chapman had the chance to see how Rams Week would have an effect on a local member of the community.
If you ask some of MU's students what multiple sclerosis is, you might be surprised by their responses.
I think it's a disease when old people start losing their memories.
Well, I used to know, but I don't really remember. All I know is it's a disease that a lot of people do charity work for.
I think it's a disease where people just slowly start to lose their bodily functions. I think.
While unfortunate, it is not uncommon for people our age to not know that MS is a chronic and often disabling disease that attacks the central nervous system of nearly 300,000 Americans. But projects such as RAMS, MU's recent campus-wide philanthropy, and organizations like the MS Institute are trying to change that by raising funds as well as awareness for multiple sclerosis.
It's a great cause, and we've been doing it for the last 3 years. So 2 years ago, we raised about $18,000 approximately. Last year, we raised $27,000, and this year we're hoping to hit about $40,000 to get the MS Institute.
Rocket was just one of the events held throughout the week-long philanthropy. The Silver Bullet hosted the fierce competition between lip-sync groups. All who participated had a great time and helped many Mid-Missourians living with MS in the process.
And all the money raised tonight goes directly to benefit multiple sclerosis patients in the Columbia and Mid-Missouri area, and we're very proud to be able to help them.
Christy Welliver is one of the Missourians affected by this physically debilitating disease to which no cure can be found. But don't feel sorry for her. After more than 15 years of living with MS, she has a tremendous outlook on life and can even appreciate all that she has gained from her experiences.
And that is, everybody goes, are you getting better? Are you getting better? Well, no, but I'm not getting worse. So maybe I am, in a sense, getting better.
With Mizzou's spirit and help from organizations like RAMS, we are making strides to fight and hopefully someday beat multiple sclerosis. And what do people like Christy think about RAMS?
Rocking against MS. I love that.
This has been Jessica Chapman reporting for MUT.
And now it's time to check in with James Adair in sports.
You're watching MUTV Sports.
Good evening once again, sports fans. Like Kobe Jones said, welcome to MUTV Sports, the quickest 5 minutes in all of sports. We start off tonight's edition with Dr. Schlensker and his checkup on the Mizzou wrestling squad.
Finished up a grueling week in which they faced 3 schools ranked among the top 5 in the nation: Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, and finally Nebraska, last Wednesday at the Hearn Center. Despite being punished in the state of Oklahoma, the Tigers were able to maintain their heart and determination, and it showed against a tough Cornhusker team. It goes to show that this tough competition can only be beneficial as the Tigers look ahead towards the Big 12 championship. Coach Brian Smith is optimistic.
It's getting healthy now. We're 2 weeks away from the Big 12, and I know we can battle with some of these people in the Big 12. Kopniski's going to be seated up there high. Jordan's won a match now in the Big 12, and Urban, even though he's lost, only beaten 1 in the Big 12, all 5 are still ranked in the top 20, and he's right there, and we got to get him out to nationals.
The Tigers will next compete at the Big 12 Championship in Ames, Iowa on the 5th and 6th of March. Matt Schlensker, MUTV Sports.
Time for everyone's favorite segment, the Sports Quickies. We start off with Now, this may surprise you, but as Sports Guys covers some of the top athletes in the state of Missouri, we are also finely tuned athletes. To prove this, TV's own Ben Johnston to participate in the Missouri All-Comers Meet.
Tigers hosted their annual All-Comers track meet at the Hearn Center Fieldhouse, and the meet was just that. Anyone and everyone was welcome to participate. So to show you MUTV viewers at home exactly what it is like to compete with collegiate athletes, I entered myself in the 55-meter dash and the long jump. What would the competitors think of me?
They're going to laugh at you. They will laugh. This is some people take the long jump very, very seriously. And if you get a bad jump, they'll laugh at you.
Now that my confidence was set, I was ready to warm up. I began by jogging a couple of laps to loosen up my muscles. Next, I moved on to more sophisticated warm-ups. Of course, the 55-meter dash is a race for people with flat-out speed, but for me, well, let's just say that it appears that I wasted all that time warming up until I embarrassed everybody in the long jump competition. Just look at my Olympic-caliber jumps. Did you see me make the sand? Now look at MU track star Will Hobson try to outdo my performance with a long jump of his own.
Looking pretty good. I mean, the key thing is make sure everybody's healthy. I mean, this week is just a training week. Get everybody healthy who's not healthy, and if you're healthy, just to stay healthy right now.
Ben Johnston, MUTV Sports.
Thank you, Ben, for saving us Sports Guys some embarrassment. But now, recently, Kirk Falla had the pleasure of interviewing the track coach, Rick McGuire. In his 16th season as head coach, he explains the true success of the track program.
one all other Missouri athletic programs could take a lesson from. It makes up this week's edition of Tiger Conversation.
Now, what should the people of Missouri and the fans here at Mizzou expect from the track team this year?
Our kids are students first, athletes second. Sometimes in sport it's almost like that's viewed as weakness. Society has caused in our values sometimes. I mean, what should be the most important thing at the University of Missouri? Well, I'd say school. But yes, the people in the viewing public, they might like to think that sport's more important than school. Students here all the time, every minute of every day. One of my classrooms is the track. It's a wonderful learning environment. And we really are training youngsters to be successes in life. My trophy case is not down in the hallway with a glass front and bronze statues behind it. I've got a bunch of those down there. But my trophy case is the world. And our trophies are the lives of the kids that we're winning every day. We're trying to win track meets, but we're winning kids. I may lose some track meets. I won't lose kids. Some people...
Truly an inspiring message by Rick McGuire. I think sometimes we lose track of why we're all here, and the importance of education is often lost. I think all people, not just student athletes.
That's what people do. Thanks, James. In college, most Sunday evenings consist of watching TV, ordering pizza, and getting ready for the week ahead. However, one group of MU students gathers together on Sunday night for a different type of experience. MU TV reporter Jen Wartenberger brings us the story.
It's 9 o'clock on a Sunday night at MU. Obviously, all these students are going somewhere. No, it's not the library or Brady Commons. These students are pouring into the Newman Center for its weekly student mass. Opening in 1964, the Newman Center was dedicated as the Catholic Student Center for MU, Columbia College, and Stevens College. By the 1970s, the center had expanded to the entire Columbia community. Today, the Mass is geared toward and mainly run by students. Students serve as acolytes, singers, altar servers, and readers. But people of all ages are welcome to attend the service. Participation from the entire congregation is necessary for the Mass to be as fulfilling as possible. Even though this Mass is longer because of the large amounts of music, students will still continue to fill the church every Sunday night. And according to the pastor of the Newman Center, Father Charles Pardee, this Mass is popular for a number of reasons.
Probably the time is one factor, which is why we have it at 9 o'clock, and then also because they are all the ministers, it's really geared toward them. The music is geared toward them, as well as they see everyone else participating in it, and I think it just is, they feel more comfortable being there at that time.
And how exactly do MU students feel about this student Mass?
I thought Mass was real good this week, and I always like to come. It's a good way to start off my week and also end the weekend.
It just gives me a chance, like, not only to grow in the college atmosphere, like on an intellectual level, but to learn a little bit more about my morals and my beliefs and everything like that. So
the next Sunday night, you can no longer bear to look at another book or need some inspiration to get you through the week. Try the Newman Center Student Mass at 9 p.m. on Sunday nights. I promise it's an experience you won't forget. This is Jen Wartenberger reporting.
While going to church every week is a tradition for the students in Jen's story, MU has several traditions of its own. But how well do we know these legends and stories? Reporter Jordan Stone takes a look at Mizzou traditions.
Its 160th birthday this month, you're bound to find yourself surrounded with tradition. From the history of the quad to the superstition associated with the J School Arch, MU has a rich and varied past. The traditions at MU encompass many different values, among them the honor of respect and the allure of luck. But how much of this tradition does the average MU student know?
Well, I'm a fourth-year senior, so just things that I've picked up. I wouldn't say I've researched it at all, so not a whole lot.
We first headed out to the Francis Quadrangle, home of Jesse Hall and the famous columns, though the columns themselves remain a popular place to study.
And I think there's a difference between enjoying the quad and cutting across it to hurry to your next class.
But the quad is also home to another famous MU tradition, one associated with the face of this man. Governor Davis relies heavily on luck. Many believe that with a rub of his nose, good grades are sure to follow. But who the heck is this guy?
I have no idea.
For those who are curious, Governor Francis served on the Board of Curators and helped secure money for the university for reconstruction following the fire in the 1890s. Memorial Union also has traditions that draw heavily on respect. Built to honor the fallen MU students in World War I and later rededicated to those lost in World War II, it is considered a sign of respect to remove one's hats and whisper when walking beneath its archway.
Sometimes I forget. If somebody's with me that reminds me, I do. If otherwise, probably not.
Whether based on luck or respect, Mizzou certainly has many stories and superstitions embedded within its past. This has been Jordan Stone with MUTV.
Thanks, Jordan. Everyone has felt the fear of learning a new skill, but few confront that fear in public. MUTV's Chris Firestone went teetering around campus to see if anyone could help him learn how to rollerblade.
It's my first time out rollerblading, and pretty excited about it, trying to get the fundamentals down. We'll see what we can do here. Somebody could get the door. I'm going to try and start moving down the sidewalk here. See what we can do. Take it real slow. Oh, sorry. Come on, come on. Step. Hey, not too fast, not too fast. Away from the cracks.
Are you okay? Are you all right?
Just try and watch the cracks, because there's a lot of cracks. Why don't you shut up? Do you want a piece of me?
Just prior to the international celebration of Mardi Gras last week, the Alpha Phi sorority held a Mardi Gras-style rush party. MUTV's Jennifer Klein went to check out the action.
Hey, I'm Jen Klein at the Alpha Phi House for the Mardi Gras Rush Party, and we're going to go check on the partying going on right before this big Mardi Gras weekend. Let's go. Since Mardi Gras is coming up, is it coincidence that this is a Mardi Gras party, or how did this all come about?
Actually, we kind of lucked out that this is going to coincide with Mardi Gras. For us, this is a rush event, and it's a chance for any women who aren't in sororities to come on over and see what sorority life is all about. And we have all kinds of activities over here. People are eating, we have king cakes, and people are making masks behind us. And we have tarot card readers, and there's a woman drawing people's auras, and all kinds of
How's the atmosphere here different than a lot of other rush parties?
The atmosphere is very formal. People enjoy it a lot because they come over and they're expecting something a little more formal, and then they come over and everything's really relaxed. It's just people hanging out, talking, having fun.
Does this party make you want to go?
It does, yeah. I mean, actually, my friends and I were supposed to go for spring break, but plans didn't work out. But I mean, I think it sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. I'm Jennifer Klein with MUTV at the Alpha Phi House.
Now it's time for Sonia Springfield with MU in Deep. Tonight's discussion focuses on Greek houses going dry in the year 2000.
Good evening. I'm Sonia Springfield. By the end of winter semester 1999, Each house in the MU Greek system will have a choice: go dry or remove all freshmen. The order, passed down by Chancellor for Student Affairs Charles Schroeder, was implemented in an effort to curb binge drinking on the MU campus. Initially, members of the Greek system were disturbed by not being included in the decision. However, today, the Interfraternity Council and Pan-Hellenic Council are working with MU administrators to see that the Dry 2000 plan takes place. I spoke with members of these organizations recently. So do you think this new Dry 2000 policy will actually curb drinking here at MU?
I personally think it will. Do I think it's going to stop people from drinking? No. Do I think it will create a system where people drink less? Yes. And my goal is not, and my goal out of our prevention office is not to stop drinking, because that's not a realistic goal. Our goal is to encourage folks who do decide to drink to do so in moderation. And I think when it's a little bit harder to get to, and they have to go to a little bit more of an effort, and it's not such a natural part of their everyday life, I think they will in fact drink less.
Remember that it is a choice. It's not that you have to do it, but if you do not go dry, you will lose the right to have freshmen living in your chapter houses. So the thing that I think bothered people the most is that we had an alcohol policy set in place that we were trying to work with, and then we wake up one day and we go to, and so people were frustrated because we as an IFC were trying to do the best we could for the chapters.
What effect will the loss of freshmen have on Greek houses here in Columbia?
It's a tremendous economic loss. I think chapters, especially the men, rely on freshmen living in the chapter house for a large number of their, large portion of their monetary needs, because a lot of times juniors or seniors will move out because they, they're older and they want to, finish up their college career.
And when those freshmen were in the house, were they exposed to alcohol or were they drinking alcohol?
That's kind of a touchy issue, and it varies from house to house. I know the younger guys were not forced to drink alcohol. It's kind of a choice they make. There's parties there, and hopefully it was not happening, the younger people, but we can't supervise every party and be there every second. So we try to detour that, but we can't be there for everything.
We've done a lot of research on our campus to find out to what extent our students are drinking and how often, what the consequences are. So if our campus, the group of students that are most at risk on our campus are white fraternity men who live in-house. And so that's why I'm in support of this policy, is that even if you compare fraternity men living in-house versus fraternity men living out of house, it's the fraternity men who live in-house that drink the most.
So how do you plan to regulate alcohol in Greek houses now, especially among students who are over 21?
Right now we're just kind of looking at it being like a gentleman's agreement, where we set the policy and we expect the fraternities to abide by it. There's chapters already on campus that have went dry and they haven't had a problem with it. So we don't think it's going to be a big deal about people trying to break the policy. Is what's going to happen is if they do break it, then it gives us grounds to look at why it happened and make sure that it doesn't happen again. But we're not going to be a coalition out there trying to go in and check everybody's refrigerators or whatever. We're going to leave it up to each chapter to have the responsibility and the integrity to regulate themselves.
This is a drastic change. And anytime that change comes around, people are not used to it, not sure what's going to be going on. I think once people know that they'll still be able to have the social interaction, once they know they'll still be able to have, a good time being a member of a fraternity or sorority, then, they'll be okay with it. But
I agree with Drew. I think once the changes, the initial shock is over, everybody's going to be fine with it. I think one reason a lot of people don't accept the alcohol policy right now is because they had no ownership in setting the initial policy. It came down from Dr. Schroeder that we were going dry, and the initial thought was the university against the Greek system, and it's not that way. And now that they have the chance to give their input and set the guidelines that they will be living by, I think they're going to take an ownership in it, and they're going to start to accept it and feel like they've been a part of something, and then they're going to start accepting it more.
That there are other campuses that are doing this.
I think there are 8 others.
And finding some success with it. And it's really a trend. I mean, I think it's inevitable that it's going to happen. But secondly, that we can't expect the fraternity men to do this alone, in that alumni play a big role in the amount of alcohol that's at a particular house at any given time. And I think it's going to be very important that the alumni support this, and the alumni not come to a football game with several cases of beer and go, yeah, let's relive my youth. And that's not going to help things any, and it could get the fraternity in a great deal of trouble. And I think that we all need to be part of the solution here and not just point to the fraternity guys and say, okay, you fix this. We all need to help fix it, I think.
If you haven't gotten tickets for Dave Matthews, you're not alone. But MUTV's Reed Forgrave and James Adair were there to catch the action while people waited for their line tickets.
I'm Megan Edmonds, and I'm standing outside of Jesse Hall. We're on Sunday, February 28th, in the auditorium. All those hours standing in the cold outside of Brady Commons will finally pay off for those who were lucky enough to get tickets. Speaking of those people, James Adair and Reed Forgrave braved the cold to get the opportunity to speak with a few of these people waiting for tickets on January 29th.
I'm here with Tad Downs of the College Music Committee. Tad, are you surprised with the amount of people that are here?
We were expecting a lot of people, but we didn't expect them this early in the night. Sort of a surprise having 300 people at 2 a.m.
Do you expect any security problems as far as people, running about?
The cops are coming by and will arrest anybody caught drinking, so...
Okay.
If there is a problem, it shouldn't be a problem for long.
Now, why is this such a big deal? Why are there so many people here for Dave Matthews this early? They've been here since 5:30, and right now it's 3:30 a.m.
I guess they like Dave Matthews.
All right, we're here with arguably the biggest Dave Matthews fans. What do you guys have to say? Are you the biggest Dave Matthews fan? Now, how late were you guys out here tonight? When did you guys get here?
What time you got right now, bro? It's
3:30 now.
It's 3:30 now. We've probably been here for about 5.5 hours.
5.5 hours. Why?
Why? Because yeah, to see Dave, man.
What are you guys going to do if you get?
It's an intimate show, and that's why we want to be there.
Yeah.
Exactly. I've seen Dave in a big arena, and we want to see him in a really small arena, an intimate show.
How much would it mean to you guys to get the best tickets, front row seats?
Backstage pass is what I'm all about.
No, to see him in a small venue would be my life. I'd love it.
Right here, I got Michelle and Brendan. They are sleeping during the Dave Matthews celebration. Why?
Well, I've seen Dave 12, 13 times, something like that. But hey, it's well worth it. It's warm under here, unlike out there.
Is this going to be the best show you've ever seen of him?
Well, hell yeah, of course. It's at Jesse Auditorium, and it's going to be really close. Yes.
So why are you camping out? Why are you camping out?
Because if I didn't, I wouldn't get a lottery ticket.
Because she's making me.
Now I'm standing inside Jesse Auditorium with seating for approximately 1,800 people. If the line tickets didn't treat you right and you were left ticketless, there are still a few options if you want to be in here on the 28th. Some local record stores are giving away Dave Matthews tickets to promote their stores. If you work for College Music Committee, you might be able to work the show, but that doesn't necessarily mean you'll see the show. You might find yourself watching the parking lot during the show. One final option are ticket brokers, who, if you're willing to pay the right price, will try and find a ticket for you. This show promises to be different than what some fans are used to. First of all, it's an acoustic show, which instantly makes it different than any Dave Matthews Band show. Tim Reynolds, who met Dave when he played at a bar in Charlottesville, Virginia, while Dave bartended, is known for his exquisite guitar playing. They've been touring on and off since 1993, and try and keep the venues small with a capacity of 2,000 or less. The duo offers a dynamic and quaint atmosphere, which contrasts to the arenas Dave Matthews usually plays with the band. This definitely offers a unique experience to all lucky concert goers. For MUTV, this is Megan Edmonds in Jesse Auditorium.
And that was MUTV's Megan Edmonds. Well, that's all, folks. Thanks a lot for watching today.
We hope you'll join us again.